Hello, friends. Happy Thursday. What the crack? I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling well. Hey, Air Force, Angie, Pristine, Lonnie. Welcome, welcome, everybody. I thought we'd take a little visit into what's been happening over with the Summer Wells community and case and everything. Ugh. They wait till you go live, the kids, They just wait. To see what's been going on over there. Because as we all know, this has been quite the circus. Hey, Jinx, good to see you. DV Survivor, welcome. This has been quite the circus, this case. And last time we checked in, Cher and Don, or Donald, or Donnie, as she's called him. Come on, Nelly, get. We're friends again, right? So I'm curious what's been going on. Hey, Miss L. Curious what's been going on. So I don't pay much attention to the Summer Wells community because it is such a circus over there. But I do know there have been people arrested. There have been enemies and wars going on, and a lot of it does not pertain around summer, and that is the saddest part. Hey, Mr. Predict, that was good to see you. Where's the teeth, you dirty hooker? Julie's. Of course that's okay, Jet. Hey, Shay, Nanny. So, Nanny, I actually, somebody commented asking me the same thing, and I didn't look into it yet. I do know the last I saw, Kim was arrested for public intoxication. As far as everything else, I don't know. I do have to take some time to look. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Hey, K9 Rules. You guys, how many of you knew about the so there's like a lady and her sister, there's a Constance, there's the lady and the sister, and one's a farmer, and there's like this whole world, this whole circus of Summer Wells characters, really. And again, not many of them even speak about Summer or the case. You dirty hooker. It's early. Give me some time. Well, here's a fun fact about you dirty hooker. You dirty hooker's name was originally a jab towards me. Hey, the wandering sub, divinely. Yes, Daisy. There's a Daisy and her sister, and there's a whole lot. And then there's some guy named Rap, and Rap was arrested when it was supposed to be a day about Summer and other missing children. Rap was arrested for going by Daisy's house for harassment, and I don't know. And apparently Rap has admitted to raping women. There's this whole like, it's this whole world. And Rap is really good friends with Nicolina, and Nicolina is fighting with some speakeasy guy whose moderators are insecure bitches. Let me tell you, if you wrenches ever had the nerve to time out a new chatter, I'd be pissed. So this lady, Sandy, I commented there before, and this lady, this wrench lady, Sandy, made some comment about, I know you. And I'm like, okay, a lot of people know me. You know what I mean? So anyway, all's good, nothing. I interact, I do my thing, and I leave. Well, she then comes, I go in the other day and I make a comment, and they're like, aren't you part of Nicolina's? And I'm like, no. Like, I'm just trying to get a feel for all you players over here. I don't know anything about any of you. So anyway, the one mod goes, yeah. What did she say? Something about with my old ass. She called me an old ass, right? I guess because the screen name. So I responded back, and I'm like, you're older than me. That's all I said. I'm like, Sandy, aka Mouse, you, by your photo, judging by your photo, you're a lot older than me. You're my senior, whatever. Well, that was enough to have this woman get so insecure. She's like, you don't know me, bish. And I'm like, yeah, you don't know me either. I'm a chatter in a chat box that you decide to insult because you all, assumed I was with Nicolina. And the next thing you know, I was timed out. And I'm like, yeah, well, this isn't going to work well for you, bud. This won't work well for you. You're not going to get new chatters when your moderators are, crazy like that. But anyway, he ended up being live for like over 15 fucking hours. So yeah, I wasn't hanging anyway, but I tried. So if you're out there, speakeasy guy, you should probably know that your moderators are timing people out of their own insecurities. So yeah, that was that. So I was trying to get an idea of what's been going on over there. That's all. And I happen to he's live a lot. I tune in and I was trying to get a feel for it. And just based off that interaction with the moderators alone, you chase people out doing that shit. So yeah, I'm very glad that my mods are great jinx and they know better than to insult chatters and they represent me and whatever. And anyone who gives him a chance and try. So who? After what he was just in jail for. Who's that? Hey Sandy. Hey Mander. Oh, I don't know the 411 on this. What's going on? Yeah, Mr. Predicto was a very long time. He was live a very long time. Let me see if I can even find it again. But he gets a lot of views when he goes on about Nicolina, he gets a lot of views. So I think he's just relishing in those views, to be honest. They're the most views he gets actually. So he yeah, so it was 11 hours and 55 minutes he was live, which I think is the longest you're allowed to be live. Hey tattoos. Someone asked if he was smoke from here. I need to hear his voice. You want me to play this guy's voice? I can't. Tracy is, it's a good escape. It's a good escape from this community. But it's really sad because there's just not enough talk about actual summer. And yeah, Boston, let me play his voice. You tell me. I don't know. He's some guy with pink hair that plays a lot of music and raps and spends a lot of time going over his own streams. This is part of the 13-hour stream. This guy, is this Smoke? He says he's God's favorite, so I don't think he's Smoke. That's a long live, yeah. And the live stream was basically him going over his own live stream, which he does a lot. And I mean, I find him entertaining. I have no problem, but his moderators have a major problem. They can call people old, but don't call them old back. So yeah, not him. Okay, that's not him. Well, he's part of the whole like little circus over there. He's the one that's saying that the guy rap has admitted to raping women. I even asked for clarification. They said twice. I don't know. Again, his views are when he's going at Nicolina. It's very confusing little community they have over there. And I think they blew the Watts Islanders out the water, to be honest, because boy, it is a mess over there. You got Ziggy, some Constance woman. I don't know if Easy falls in there, but you got Rap, you got some farm lady, and her sister, and then you got PG's. This woman says she's in her 30s, and it's like, ma'am, I don't know if anybody really believes that. I see you over there, K9 Rules. Easy is awfully went on 20 minutes about my lady parts. Really, Peachy? People like to do that. No, he's not in the summer community. I think he's just anti Nicolina. He just fights with people in the community. Move to fight with others. Well, that's mainly what the community is, isn't it? It's just a bunch of people that are going at each other at this point, and it's no longer about summer. So I hate to even call it the Summer Wells community. I think we should call it the Summer Wells circus. And the ringleader is no other than Cher, in my opinion. Because from the moment Summer went missing till today, you have Cher, who is friends with the family. She's not friends with the family. She's friends with the family. She got things for TBI, and she'll tell you all one day, but not today. And then today she will, and tomorrow she won't. It's the weirdest little thing. Constant Sight, Constant Sue, I don't know, Siggy. You got Justice for All. Justice for All is king of clickbait. Like him or not, I don't know if you guys like him or not. He, if you want to go to sleep, he's good to put you to sleep. But he is one of the very few that actually try to cover some basics about summer, at least. And then even Mr. O'Donoghue. He's just right there. Yes, there we go. Thank you. All right. So you got Daisy and her people. Daisy is AKA Farm Lady. Then you got Prayer Garden. Prayer Garden is the woman that says she's in her 30s. And many people don't believe that. Then you got Cher. You got Don B. Don B. I stopped paying him attention a long time ago. Siggy, Justin, and then there are more, and the rest are all like little spin-offs. You got the rap. You got the uh it's a whole lot. And they were out a day meant to advocate and get out the name of missing children. Instead, you get a photo of a man who was arrested. Jenkins, that's her name. And then you got Jenkins' boyfriend on panel with Nicolina. Nicolina saying, "You ratted out." Thank you so much, Ella. I love you. Nicolina's saying that you ratted out rap, and this guy's like, "No, I didn't." And she's like, "Yes, she did." And he's like, "No, I didn't." And it's a whole mess. And instead of getting photos or advertising the missing children, we instead get a grown man with a purple butterfly arrest photo on the screen, right? So it's like, yay, you guys are doing so great over there. It's just infuriating. And then you get JR, who's going to go live and zoom in on the fact that Candace is advertising a company on the back of her shirt. Well, the woman's working. Okay. Do you expect her not to work the rest of her life? Would you, like, if she wasn't working, people would be like, she doesn't even work. She's not even trying to better her life. Oh, and then you got Benny and TM out here. Everybody's a rapist. Everybody's a pedo. Everybody is somebody, and everybody's going to jail. I just stay away from those two. I tried for a while, but it's a whole damn mess. And then you got Siggy with her. But you guys, yeah. And then Justin's over there like, listen. Can is doing her thing right now, okay? She's holding down a job. Ironically, it's a cleaning job. Good. Bye, Texas. Where are you going? You just came. East Coast, I can't either. My head's spinning just thinking about it. I should make a whiteboard and put everybody's photos, you know? Nothing will make you need to smoke more than watching this crew, okay? It's a whole bizarre world. Okay. It is very hey Jim, hey Gary. It is a very bizarre world. Matter of fact, let me. And then who is this woman? She pops up every now and then. A wellness check was done on her. Betty. Oh, look. Here's my favorite moderator on the screen. Yeah, I my eyes on you now, Massey. If you're going to block anyone, Creepy is one you need to. She takes screenshots of everything and sends it to Skankalina. But don't call her old. All right, so it is a whole world over there. And you don't really. Oh, and then I guess there's a group of women that are self-proclaimed mean girls. Oh, she is in the community. Nick's community is not about Summer. We just drug into few things because of other creators. Okay, thank you. So and Nick's community is the self-appointed mean girls, right? Gosh, I'll tell you. So where was she? She was live the other day and she had somebody's Jimbo. Jimbo's the other one. Jimbo has his own doll. Easy's the dealer. And one of these, I guess I didn't watch it. She had somebody come up on panel that is the boyfriend of Jinx, who is the sister of Daisy, who they call the cow lady. I don't know, guys. Listen, like I said, what I know at the end of the day is Nyx is the mean girls. Hashtag mean girls. Okay. Okay. Let me just drink my fruit punch. What I know at the end of the day is Cher absolutely has milked this case for all it is and all its glory, from being the best friends and best defenders of Don and Candace to their biggest enemies. And I'll tell you what, I personally, I don't know about all of you, but I'm getting sick of it. It's like we all know that Don and Candace have lived a life, right? Right, Nanny? Hey, Booberry. And I don't personally think that they're I feel like it's picking on them, right? I feel like you're just picking on them. When you are befriending these people by sending them, especially this man, by sending him your nudes, right? You're sexting Don Wells. So one minute you're his friend, and then the next minute you're out here publicly shaming him, and then the next minute you're his friend again. It's getting to be a little tiresome, and I don't know how people still continue to take anything she says at face value. If she had all of these claims that she claims she has, I'm pretty sure there'd be movement in this case. There are very few who cover Summer. The whole being friends with the Wells and recording them for content later is bullshit to me. Absolutely. I've talked to them often, never recorded a thing. She even recorded a call of Don on the phone with his father. And it's like, the whole thing's gross to me. I don't know how people would trust Cher or still trust Cher. You got her sending news to another woman's husband. You got her the recording and the threatening of TBI, and you remember when she did the whole dramatics and she screamed out, "Where is Summer, Don? Where is Summer? You told me you know." But then you befriended the man again after that. And then the claim at the end of the day, she did it all for TBI. No, you did it all for content. Let's knock it off. Stop it. Not one single person on this platform truly, or that claims to care about Summer, truly does, or they would have kept the case as professional and serious as it should have been. And that includes little old Donahue over there. That man still riding off this. I mean, it's unbelievable. 2 years. 2 years. And not many of them will even tell you a first thing about Summer. Matter of fact, I think it was Jose that gave us the most information regarding Summer. Did Don get smacked on a live once? I believe so. Or he allegedly smacked Candace in the face. There's been a whole lot of hot mess moments going on. And some can argue, well, that's the only reason people still talk about Summers, because the parents are the never-ending content. But then others will argue that's why Summers' case will never be taken serious. PG's in love with Don. Good God, PG. Good God. With Cher, the beat just goes on. Absolutely, because did anybody realize, because I actually called it out when it happens, while Don was in jail, not one creator that claims to be part of the Summer Walls community did any content on Summer. Not one. The day before Don was released from jail, suddenly everybody was back caring about Summer. The day before. And then every day thereafter. So this lovely lady on the screen is one of the biggest reasons this case continues to be the circus it is. The only one that actually speaks on Summer, Smiley's World. That's one I have not heard of. I know there's a lot of sweet Christian ladies covering Summer, and let me tell you, Lord. And even they tried using that against you. Chasen, they tried using that against you. Then they say that you were stalking some man. Tracy has had it rough the past month on here. Between the allegations and Hey, Stitchin'. I'm surprised you're allowed to have bitchin' in your name. I'm surprised they would allow that. I wish we could too. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever get the answers. Well, they tried, all right. What is this? Tracy said she was hunting people in Tennessee. Tracy was hunting people in Tennessee. Hey, Tracy, was your abusive husband with you while you were hunting people in Tennessee? Mm-hmm. Hunting people in Tennessee. You know what really pissed me off is the fact that Benny did absolutely threaten you with CPS several times, and she denied it and continued to only show one screenshot out of many of one of his comments to deny that he did it. But he did do it. I mean, he did. I was reading the chat. He absolutely was threatening you with CPS on the basis that your husband's abusive. He said he do what to me? Lord, he said he shake your coffee. That's it. Relax. I mean, he didn't even threaten her. He just said it's women like you. But people love to grab onto that abusive man's, oh, he's abusive. But the women out here can say whatever they want. I mean, hell, they can threaten to rip your head off and shit down your throat, and nobody's going to blink an eye. But a man says, and all of a sudden he's, call the FBI. We need him investigated. He's abusive. So they're the type of antics. And then if you think about it, we got... Never mind. I won't go that low because I'm not trying to have no BK on my ass. What do we call it? Cash App gang gang. Yeah, that's all right. Don't come for me. So yeah, it's been a whole mess of things. How'd you guess, Mander? No, don't say that, Angie, because after that, the narrative of her husband being abusive wasn't flying. They then turned to say she's abusive towards her husband. So be careful there. Be careful there. Hey, Cautious. So yeah, so that's pretty much house arrest looking gang looking ass. That pretty much sums up the whole little clown act going on over there, right? I saw that whole thing too with the curtains. Like, holy hell, people. We're supposed to be looking for a missing 5-year-old, not the missing curtains, right? It's like, good God. The whole place is quite the entertainment, but also sad. I highlighted it too late, but that is what they do. That is what they do. So, last time we checked in with lovely Cher over here, she was friends and defending Don. You guys remember that?
Jackie.
This is when
Shih
he
Tzu.
was telling everybody about sending him photos and that he sent a photo back and she thought he looked hot in it, and then she found out he was 13. You guys remember that? So Don was in the chat that day, and everybody in the chat was told to respect Don. Don's her friend. Don will always be her friend. She doesn't care what Candace thinks. So I saw her thumbnail and her title. The drugs, they say, are made in California. We love your face. We'd really like to sell you. What could that mean? What could that mean? The drugs, they say, are made in California. We love your face. We'd really like to sell you. Well, we know what that means when it comes to Cher. So let's see. Sounds like Cher's no longer friends with the Wells. She was Mystic Firefly. She was absolutely flirting with them.
Hey, Melody.
Yeah. And I'm not going to spend 10 minutes listening to hellos. Hello. Oh, Prairie Boy responded to me.
Hello.
Hi, Deb.
All right. Cool.
Holy moly. Melody, good evening. Okay, I gotcha. You can
right.
hear good? Okay, perfect.
You guys can hear good? That's a Marilyn Manson song. Dope show lyrics, Marilyn Manson. Sounds like Marilyn Manson. You guys are good. Okay. You guys are good. All right.
Perfect. What's everyone up to tonight?
Making allegations
Just
of slander on the interwebs. What are you up to, girl?
So what? Do you guys remember I did find the couple clips that I was telling you about towards the end of my last live stream on me being on kind of like this weird call with Don and his dad?
All right. So she found clips of her on this weird call with Don and her dad and his dad. Don and his dad. Why the fuck are you on calls with the father of a missing little girl? And most importantly, why are you recording them? Is it any wonder why Candace feels the way she feels out here? From day one, that lady was used and abused on here, quite frankly. What date was that? Do you remember? For which part? Hey, Jennifer Marie. I can remember if I look. It would have been about a week, longer than a week ago. Hold on. It was about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Well, she swore she deleted all of the calls. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. She also swore that she had groundbreaking news, but here we are 2 years later. She also swore that Don admitted to her that he did something this summer, but here we are almost 2 years later.
And again, some of the clips that I showed tonight, there's a lot that like some clips.
Make extra, Lori.
I don't know what law is doing with, but has definitely been sent into the law. So some things you'll see where I kind of start a video in the middle of a sentence. That's why, because some of the stuff I don't know. I don't know if they would tell me if I called and said, but I have asked them before, do you mind, like, should I wait a certain amount of time, or is this okay to put on my channel?
Can you imagine you're on the other end, right? You're TBI, you're law enforcement, whatever it may be. And you're on the other line and you get this phone call from this lady. And this lady's like, "Hi, I know that you guys are doing serious work right now, but I am calling to send you some clips. By the way, do you mind if I put these on my channel?" Right there sums up why she's doing any of this. Oh, yeah, I remember all of this being stated. Because it only ever came down to clicks and views. That's it. She has likely, out of every creator, the most money of Somerwell's name and continues to. So she calls the police, and the police are like, "Hey, sure, play clips on your channel." Okay.
And a lot of the other creators, like probably Benny and them, who report a lot, who have been up close and personal, to have things to of value to report.
With just snitching looking ass, gang. Come here, Millie, stop it. She sent Don, yes, East Coast Beauty. She admitted that she sent Don inappropriate photos of herself. And that's because Candace came out and said it. And then she kept saying, "Well, why would Candace say it now?" Who cares why she said it now? Why are you playing these clips now?
They kind of just more so say, well, we can't tell you yes or no, but we prefer you didn't run and put it on YouTube. But it hasn't been very often where they even say that to something when you're turning it in. But
okay, so you got the police, Metin, right? The police, the TBI, whoever she's calling, is literally saying, "We prefer you don't put it on YouTube." So what is Cher doing? She's putting it on YouTube. Can you imagine how many calls the police or any of them have gotten, the TBI and the police have gotten, just over the circus that Cher has created? "Hi, TBI. I was watching YouTube tonight, and this woman, Cher, she said that she knows that Don did something this summer because she said, 'Tell us what you did, Don.'" Can you just imagine? Instead of getting important updates or important information, they're getting all these ridiculous little fucking phone calls. And you do have creators like Justin that are dropping the TBI phone number into his chat. Listen, if you think that something is important to this case, you make the fucking call. You pick up the phone and call and report it. You don't encourage your audience of 800 plus to make the phone call. That's 799 more calls that they unnecessarily don't need. Tying up important phone lines over YouTube fuckery. It drives me nuts. Literally, it's one thing that gets me going. It just drives me nuts.
Has been a couple of things. So, hi Heidi. Hi Steph. You're at work, but listening. I hope work goes well. Hi Mandy TNT. I know I saw Justin's live too. But yeah, I did have this set for 8 o'clock, so I did go ahead and start it 30 minutes earlier than it was set. So,
like I said, I don't mind Justin. I don't really watch Justin's stuff, but he did one time when reporting on an escaped prisoner. He put Don Wells' photo as the thumbnail. That's pretty not cool.
That's my bad too.
It's all your bad.
Nikki Tuples.
Her and
Which
Justin, her
song?
and BK, they fight all the
Which
time, and
song
then
has
they're
been in your
friends
head
again.
for 2 days now? Hi, Helen. Hi, NC Country Girl.
Oh, I'm sorry about the ads, guys. YouTube does this new thing where they put their own ads up. We can choose to make them less, and that's what I chose. If they come up too much, just let me know, and I'll take the thing off.
Awesome.
All right, come on, Cher.
Yes, thanks everyone for being here.
You're telling us you have important information. Let's get to it. Hey, goody two
Yeah,
shoes.
lots of good replays for sure, no matter where you end up tonight. Or hopping around and do like I do, and you kind of spend a few minutes here and make your way all around.
All right, come on.
Makes you laugh, and then you go.
I just want to get to the part where she plays the thing. I just don't know where
Yeah,
it's
we'll
at.
give it a couple minutes, and we'll get started. I'll start with what we were discussing last live. Some of my stuff saved really weird and didn't save with any dates, so some of it's like black screens because this is how I recorded it. Black screens and just numbers, but not dates. And sometimes there's some, like, a couple recordings in one same day, right? Because there's times where you talk to them multiple times a day, but
Yeah, you talk to him multiple times a day. You talk to him multiple times throughout the night. Can you imagine, like, what type of person you'd have to be to fake a friendship in the way that Cher did? Seriously, just think about it. She supposedly despises this man, right? She supposedly thinks that he is guilty of his daughter's disappearance. Yet she continues a very inappropriate relationship with him to the point where they're sending inappropriate photos back and forth. Oh, of course it did, but I don't think anybody wanted I think people want the problems between them. Hey, Crime Brulee, thank you. Hey, Mark Anthony, welcome. And then you have people get on here and say, oh, Candace is such a drunk and blah, blah, blah. Listen, let me tell you something. As somebody who has suffered from addiction myself, or some will say he's not suffering, whatever. As an addict myself, if one of my children were to disappear and then YouTube got a hold of me and my family the way YouTube did Don and Candace, yeah, I'd be a drunken, drugged out mess as well. I absolutely would be. From the moment Candace got on this platform, she was torn apart. She was absolutely torn apart. She was belittled, that people were intentionally flirting with Don right in front of her face. I mean, I just couldn't even imagine. Now, I was just trying to figure out the players of all this. I went into a stream last night that I guess was ultimately replaying you. I'm sure you're very much aware because then I went to your stream where you were replaying him. And I was telling everybody how his moderators are very insecure. And then I said, I think you guys are the self-proclaimed mean girls. So there's like groups to the Summer Walls community, and we were just trying to figure out who everybody is. So now I don't necessarily have a question as far as the mean girls go. I guess unless there's like other creators involved in it that are part of the group, I'll take that. As soon as she spoke, it was all about no right. And then it's like, oh, she's not wearing a bra. Oh, she's not crying enough. Oh, she's not laughing enough. Oh, she's distant from Don, and and it's like the woman didn't have a chance. Hey, grubby goat. She didn't have a chance. And then, like I said, you have her at this local event where she's wearing, a work shirt, and people are like, oh my God, who would hire her? Do you want these people not to work the rest of their lives? Is that what we want? Well, I like the idea of that. I saw you had somebody very heckled to the point of damn near 12-hour live stream. I don't get it. I don't understand what people want from Don and Candace. I mean, we're 2 years in. Nobody on YouTube, I'm sorry, is going to solve this. And at this point, YouTube or the TBI and the FBI and whoever else did not find whatever Cher sent in enough to make an arrest. I agree they're not poor me victims, but I feel bad. I do. I can't help it. Plenty of fish talking to an, how do you know that? Paranormal After Dark channel who was catfishing her. I love Cher, I'm just saying. Wait. We need this broken down, Mrs. Peacock. We need this broken down. Mrs. Firefly, you're right. Candace and Don are far from poor me victims, and I don't think anybody here is a poor. I don't think one person on this planet is absolutely innocent of anything. Candace was on Plenty of Fish talking to an RSO, Paranormal After Dark channel, who was catfishing her. So somebody catfished her as an RSO? That is true, Gary. Hey, at least give it to Nicolina and her crew. They embrace it. They're like, yeah, we're the mean girls. A lot of these people out here are mean girls and then pretend to be victims. So I'd rather somebody straight up saying it. I don't understand this story, though, Mrs. Peacock. I need this elaborated on. Yeah, and where's this all come in? Well, you know what gets me? This is what gets me about the whole thing, Tracy, right? On one hand, you got people saying Don and Candace are just, uneducated hillbillies, if you will. And then on the other hand, you got people saying they're so damn fucking smart. They were able to get away with this crime. Someone catfished her. Yes, a YouTube creator who's disgusted. Is he an RSO? We are sweethearts until crossed. I wouldn't want to the Welsh. You wouldn't want to talk to the Wells. Hey, Purple Sky. She was only using Summer to fund her wedding, her new teeth. She even did it in a Quentin Simons case. Remember, she sent the big thing that said, subscribe. I'm saying the guy is an RSO. I'm sure others can tell you I'm taking my garbage out and make coffee. Okay, enjoy your coffee. I watched this case from day one. I was in multiple Facebook groups and YouTube groups. I researched myself, pouring through Facebook pages, Candace, Don, Mrs. Hare, and several others. I'm still lost. Grubby goat. I know you're always sending me her stuff. Allegedly, he is. So why? How would she know that? You know what I mean? How would Candace know that? And who's taking their time to catfish? Oh, actually, we know somebody who's catfished quite a lot. Candace knows what happened and can't say anything. She's deteriorating from it. Well, I think if that was the case, the FBI would have been able to break her down. People don't want to talk to them. They want to talk about them. I have not seen her, Mystic Firefly. It may have. I'd have to look. They've been looked under a microscope in 2.5 years. They've never been named as person of interest. Registered sex offender, LaDonna. The talking man shit, mate. Thank you so much, Lonnie. The assumptions are bizarre. But that's all YouTube is. That's all it is. You know, one thing. Whatever. All right, let's see. Let's carry on and see what groundbreaking news Cher's going to drop for us all.
Hi, accidentally on purpose. Hi, Teresa. Yeah, we know Justin's live.
It is.
So where we kind of left off last live is...
Well, that's horrible. Who would do that?
Well, actually, after my last live, I was speaking to Mary, and it does not sound like the Wells have calmed down whatsoever. So it still sounds like it's a good idea for those boys not to be in the house, because they are still putting death threats out on Josh at the lab, me, my husband, my kids, and obviously still his victim.
Oh, shut up. What did she just say? What did you just say, Cher? Their boys shouldn't be in their house. What?
Idea for those boys not to be in the house because they are still putting death threats out on Josh at the lab, me, my husband, my kids, and
Wow, all these death threats they're giving out and they've never no arrest for it or anything? Wow. Huh. Interesting.
obviously still
Have any of you saw or heard of these death threats? Oh, please do, Purple Sky. Thank you so much. Well, she loves them and then she doesn't. I don't fucking get it. Has anybody saw these death threats? I haven't seen them. Let me ask you all this, right? Because that's a very good point. It's a very good point. If you had somebody like Cher who befriended you, okay, who sent you or your husband inappropriate photos, pretended to be on your so-called side to later turn around and completely betray you and put everything on YouTube, then be your friend again and blah, 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 blah. Hell, I'd probably threaten you too. I mean, let's face it, Don's a human. Right. Candace never fed Summer the whole day. Right. You've not heard of them. It's on the lab. Hey, Bright Light. Where are they making them? Don threatened Josh after Josh played the call with the detective on his stepsister's case. Okay, so he humanly reacted. Right? They're obviously not too scared. Voices up my ass. He's obviously not too threatened because he still carries on. I mean, people forget they're humans. Like, come on.
his victims and Mary
His
included in victims and getting death threats and stuff, which has never stopped. I know behind the scenes she was getting those every time, but
Okay, so Cher knows behind the scenes that Mary was getting death threats all the time. Who recalls when Cher came out here and called Mary a liar? That's the first rumor I remember hearing. She fed her junk. All right, that's a little aggressive there. Okay. If that's the threat he made, that's a little aggressive. Hey, AT. These are tragedies to hurt the victims' families. Well, here's the thing. All these people talk about the boys, the boys, the boys. The boys are going to see all of this one day. The boys are absolutely going to get curious one day, and they're going to type in their missing sister's name, and what they're going to get is all of this. Okay? So how much do you really care about the boys?
he is still currently doing that. So that is absolutely wild to me. I don't know how people can continue to, again, support, enable, and back their behavior.
What? Did you just hear her? Did anybody hear that? Oh, Cher.
Wild to me. I don't know how people can continue to, again, support, enable, and back their behavior.
How long now has Cher herself enabled, support, and backed their behavior? How long now? I mean, you're going on back and forth of doing just that. So now that you decide they're bad people again, now everybody has to decide they're bad people again. If not, they're enabling what? Their access to YouTube, their freedom of speech. What are people really enabling here? Hey, I'm Zen. Hey, Jasper. Cher said numerous times she has tons of inside info that she's holding back. How? And why say that if she has no intentions of sharing? Because that's Cher's big cliffhanger. Oh, wait till I can share with you all. Wait until TVI says I can share this with you all. You all just wait. Father Melon. Hold on one second, guys. I'm sorry. Father Melon. You are so adored, Gary. Thank you so much. How would she really know? Hey, Connie. How would she really know, though, Paige? I mean, yes, Candace did clock her very early on, and it's probably because she had an inappropriate relationship with her husband and zero respect for her. like, I don't know about any of you, but, I used to waitress at one point, and if I went up to a table that had a couple sitting there, like an item, a husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, I make eye contact with the female, right? If I need to converse with somebody who's in a marriage, I'm speaking to the female, I'm speaking to the woman. But Cher always knew how to work the men, so she went directly to Don. She had zero respect for Candace or her role in that relationship, and she completely dismissed her from the beginning. So yeah, if I was Cher, I wouldn't like Candace. I mean, if I was Candace, I wouldn't like Cher very much.
And think that there's nothing wrong. And then, yeah, it's wild.
It's wild that you shoved
Hi,
everybody down their
Michelle.
throats as
Oh,
innocent from the
Sherry.
beginning.
Glad
I'm
to
sorry,
catch you live.
guilty then innocent.
I have no idea how they get away with it. I have no idea.
Well, that's rich.
But there's no shame. Like I said,
What the grubby goat say?
he's confessed. We keep asking him, does anything that your victims say have to do with why your daughter's missing? And it's, oh, no, of course not. You get a lot of anger. Why would you say that? Well, why are you worried about what they're saying if it has nothing to do, like, just focus on your daughter missing?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How easy is that to say? Why do you care what people think of you? Why do you care what people if it has nothing if you're not guilty, what do you mean? It's a human response to care what people think of us, especially when there's such gross rumors going around about them. And listen, I'm not saying Don and Candace are innocent by any means. I'm just saying they're human. I just remember all the family pictures Candace had, posted all the trips they took as a family, etc. And you got to know she's deeply hurting. Well, if you recall, Lynn, Love and Light, I actually said that before as well. I'm sorry, but Cher showed a lot of photos of her out with those kids doing things. That's a lot more than a lot of these women on here judging her as a mother do themselves. Say what you will. Did they live the ideal lifestyle? No. But does that automatically mean they're guilty? Well, we're 2 years in, and no arrest. So
But you will notice that anytime that things are centered and being spoken about Summer, he does go ahead and tie his stepsisters into it himself. He does it all
listen,
the time. So
wouldn't know. We don't
it
talk to them
is
all the time.
weird that you keep tying your daughter to that every time. And then you keep saying, well, they're making it about them, but you're the one who keeps making sure that it stays focused. I can't even have private conversations with them, you guys, right, babe? Where he continues bashing his victims, his stepsisters privately on calls, right?
Well, first off, what do you want him to do privately? He's angry. He's angry that that took the focus off his daughter and instead put it on himself. I can't say I wanted to be the same. I mean, in private, I'm so sick of people saying what people do in private. Listen, in private's the one place where we should be able to do shit like that. If he wants to vent in private to somebody he believes is a friend, shame on him for believing you were a friend, and shame on you for posing as a friend. Right, babe? It's infuriating. I Oh yeah, and there's this. So speaking of the whole little Summer Wells circus over there, there's apparently another creator who now used her teenage daughter to start up a friendship at the least with Hunter to get information out of him. Lord, I'll tell you. No, he looked for a way to make Don guilty is what he looked for, and all he looked for.
Oh, you can't stop talking about it.
He can't stop talking about them.
Ugh.
Yep. To the
Now you're
point where
trying
one
to.
day he so badly wanted his dad in, and trigger warning, but yeah, he wanted his dad to tell me that the stepsisters tried stuff with him too. And to me, that's not someone who's innocent.
Oh, what did she do, Jay? What did she do? So now we're bringing his dad into it. Came on here and told I remember that, and then she had to fight to get her stuff back from the woman? That lady? Oh, Lord.
And why you're so mad at other people, I don't know. Now, do I wish it didn't start off on the YouTubes and then it just went to the law and stayed with the law and none of...
See, this is where you get on my fucking nerves, Cher, because you just said, and why you're so mad at other people, I don't know. You do know, because you started a bunch of it. And now you're going to say you wish it would have stayed with the police? You're the one that brought it all here. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Cher is the ringleader. If you think Cher is the first one to bring all of this to YouTube instead of the TBI, instead of the police. I'm going to go ahead and put a 1 for myself because I absolutely believe she's one of the very beginning ones to do this. And now to say that you wish that it would have stayed offline, well, you sure had no problem, helping it circulate on here. Who's the first channel that even had Don up on their panel? And while you're hitting the ones, please hit the thumbs up. Help the algorithm. CM's the first one, you think? I like your new photo. Very pretty. All right.
of us on YouTube knew about any of this. Yes,
KNS.
yes, I do.
Thank you.
But that's not the case. And it
But if that's what you wish, then why are you now still bringing stuff here instead of just keeping it with the TBI, with the police?
probably all would have come out eventually. And again, if this has been
that's right.
weighing on all of these victims for all of these years, they're entitled to
now they're victims
have
again.
the therapy and get this out and off of their chests in any way, shape, or fashion that they feel comfortable doing and telling.
So why can't the same be said for Don and Candace, right? Why can't the same grace be given to them that they have a right? They have a right. They have a right to, come on here and get it off their chest in any way they want. You may not agree with it.
Their story, sharing their story to help other victims and put it out there. So we are not one to judge why it is on YouTube at the same time, if that makes sense.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I just wish it wasn't, right now, just because it's just so they're not getting their proper.
Cher says the most with saying the least. You guys ever notice that? She literally speaks in circles. She just contradicts herself. Like the longer she goes, the more she just cancels out everything she just said. I mean, complete
justice. And I feel badly for them, Summer, and the entire situation. Have I seen Tiffany's community page? Her and BK have something going on. They are airing tomorrow. Check it out. No, I have not seen that.
Oh, I hope we can all be so fortunate. I think a lot of people will, Lily. I just don't believe they would be able to get away with it this long if they were guilty. It's my opinion. Either they're not very intelligent or they're the, brightest criminals.
But I didn't realize till today too.
When you think about it, it's 2023. Not many people are getting away with crimes. How do you expect these people who everybody claims to be so uneducated, under the influence all the time, how do you expect them to be able to get away with such a crime with so many eyes? I just don't believe it. When a couple crazies recorded a call with Don from a hotel room, that was Molly Golightly. I remember that. She said, I actually have the clip of that. She said, tell him we will S his D for an interview. Absolutely, she did.
How much Don really talks about $50,000 and Summer, but the things will change. 50,000 in drugs, or 20,000 in drugs, 30,000 cash, whatever. And I didn't even realize you had a conversation with me saying that maybe somebody, what did he say, adopted her?
You didn't realize. I remember you putting this out like a year ago. Anybody else remember her putting this out like a year ago? The whole, 20,000 drug debt and selling Summer to pay off a debt. You put this out before. What do you mean you didn't realize?
Yeah.
Somebody adopted her out for $50,000. I took the partial of that clip again,
Partial of that clip.
things are partial clip, but you'll hear it from his own
We're going
mouth
to trust that
anyways.
partial clip.
It again bringing that up, $50,000 in summer,
That's
multiple
true.
times, and this
Very
time,
true.
and recently, by the way, this would have been maybe August or September.
So again, recently he's bringing up money and okay.
2023, where he's again, well, it's very quite possible this is, much bigger than anybody even knows. Cher, it's quite possible that she was adopted out for 50,000 cash.
I want to hear that recording.
Like, what? These don't sound like the same words as you believe. Like, I don't know.
It's tough.
It's weird. And that's where I get weird when that kind of stuff gets talked about. And I definitely feel like that should get
Ooh.
reported, right?
Right? Yeah. Ask YouTube. Should that be reported? Yeah. Granny's watching. Sorry I'm late. I can't stay, but I emailed you yesterday. And as far as Cher, receipts from Cher herself and personal conversations we've had, she changes it up all the time. And, I'll look for your email, Bill, for the bullshit. Thank you. She told me she personally thinks Summer was being trafficked. Wow. Wow. Hey, Kathy. Right. Where's this alleged 50K? I want to hear that clip. I want to hear it. The recording of him saying.
Do you, Roxy? Well, you know, everyone's definitely got their opinion, so
I haven't been
that's
live for
fair.
3 hours. You made me look at the clock here. I've only been live for 45 minutes. You scared me. I'm like, well, that went by fast. Holy hell. Oh,
You think the SDA got the money?
who? Who got the
Is he
money?
threatening Chris McDonough too now? He always was, more privately. He did never
You think
spoke,
that, Beth?
and I go along with it, but yeah, he never spoke kindly of Josh or Chris McDonough, but that's not.
You see what Cher just said there? And I'd go along with it. Right. You went along with Don threatening these people, not liking these people, and now you're using it against him because you understand. I know, Gary, Nick gets no views, I'll tell you. I have conversations between Don and I, as well as Cher, Daisy, and I love to share that with you because they're all full of shit. Just saying, I would absolutely love to have you share that with me as well. I'd really appreciate that. Oh, SDA is the church. Oh, remember? So I'll have to go back. So I'll have to show you guys. The first 2 videos I ever made on this channel were about Cher and what she was saying and doing about the church people and how she was at that point saying they were guilty. Don and Candace. And then I swear a week later, she came out swinging that they were innocent because now she was in communication with them. And right then was the beginning of her bullshit. And it was all bullshit.
A shocker to anyone. In fact, if you want to be best friends with Don, that was exactly, my in.
Oh, you're
Fuck
so
Chris
manipulative.
McDonough, he's such a liar, and then you're best friends. My in. Fuck Chris McDonough, he's such a liar, and then you're best friends.
Are you kidding? Like, that's cute. We're talking to 5-year-old little girl people. We're talking about an active investigation as well. But yeah, fuck Chris Medina. And then we're in, best friends. Next thing you know, we're texting each other nudes. Cringe.
I've definitely thought that, Rogue, but then it's hard for me because you see the control that he really does have.
Cher and Mr. Cher, does it seem to you that Tim Mullen, another character in this whole thing, is sort of like someone hired to make sure the Wells keep their mouth shut about what really happened? Do any of you remember when Cher would say that she was coaching Don and Candace on what to say and what not to say? Anybody else remember that? Put a 1 in the chat if you recall that. That she literally admitted that she was coaching Don. Yes, she did, but how was I do not, but I see he's part of this thumbnail. Oh. I disagree with you there, videos. You guys, all right, some of you remember. Hey, Tammy's good to see you. Okay. You guys remember that. So now she's going to say that's what Tim was brought in to
And
do.
I see it a lot
Not
more
you.
behind the scenes than even I can explain to you guys. But the control is there. Wouldn't you say, babe? Tim Mullins is very much a controlling control.
Who remembers the first time Cher decided they were guilty? It was after they decided they were going to talk to another creator. Talk about controlling. I told Don not to talk to any other creators. I can't believe he went on that stream last night. He's guilty. What you did to Summer, Don? Oh, Cher, you are so
Trolling
transparent.
Don Wells. And like I said, Candace will pick up the phone when she's mad and call Tim Mullins and rat to Tim Mullin what Don is doing.
Rat or offense?
So
Is she not allowed to do that?
it could be that, but I don't think he's of the law, because the law has told me and multiple other creators, and even there's
Yeah.
public, videos where people shared the videos. Like, it's apparent to me that he's not a media manager that the law would set them up with.
So what, you think the law now sent Tim Mullins in as an undercover? What? Cher? Kind of fantasy world is she live in?
And again, they turned down pro bono 5-star team, which one of the attorneys was specifically for dealing with the media.
They didn't need attorneys. They weren't in a court of law. Why would they need the 5-star team of attorneys for the court of public opinion? Why would they need that? I mean, does she really think that the FBI is out here playing these childish games when it comes to a missing 5-year-old little girl? Really?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
What's awesome? Overseas that Cher does
Not on the side of that. So maybe, yeah, I can see thinking that. I've definitely thought that, but then I also think he's kind of got his ass a little too deep in that. It makes me wonder,
are the commercials that much? Okay, everybody's saying damn commercials. Hold on. I'd rather this information get out than make a few little pennies off of ad revenue. Give me 1 second. I'll turn it off. Sorry, friends. Tim, Robin were associated with Wacko. Robin was a child and taken out of there before the mass deaths. But what does that have to do with Summer? Respectfully. Even if I don't even know what Wacko is, to be honest. I have no idea what you're referring to, but all right, ads should be off. I do apologize. Hey, Salem. Because Beth, if you turn on ad revenue before a stream, YouTube just inserts them, but I just turned it off, so don't worry about it. I've always prayed that Summer was with a loving family, safe, healthy, and happy. You guys remember when they claimed that Summer was here and there?
Is he involved? Is he involved to try and cover his tracks too? How many people was hurting this poor little girl?
See, that's the shit I don't like.
Because
that's the shit I don't like. The allegations that Summer was SA, the allegation that Summer was abused. I don't like that. Who's the first creator that came out here and put up the photos of Summer that were all tampered with to make her look like she was all bruised up and everything? Who's the first to do that? Why are we putting false little unknown? We don't know if they're factual. We don't know if it's true. Allegations on this little girl's name. It's like, it almost makes it for a more interesting story if we're like, oh yeah, she was SA'd. Oh yeah, she was abused. We don't know any of that. Oh, I agree with you, Built for the bullshit. Absolutely. And then we started making she absolutely. Did anybody check to make sure she didn't fall asleep in a tree? She sure did. That was our catch line for a little bit. Check the trees. Is she sleeping in the trees? Yeah, the fucking trees.
Again, they aren't smart to try and get away with something on their own. And why would anyone help them get away with something?
Well, there you go, Cher. You just answered yourself. They're not smart enough to get away. Okay? They're not smart enough to get away with this crime. And who would be dumb enough to help them? You ever think maybe they're not guilty? But then again, if we admit that, right? Boop, there goes the conspiracies. There goes the clickbait. There goes the cash cow. Remember Molly Golightly straight up says Summer Wells is a cash cow?
I don't understand that unless, like, what were you doing if you're going to help them get away with whatever? Hi, Kat in the chat. Hi, Anita.
Sure does, and she knows it. And because she's angry at them, she wants people to go harder at them. She wants it.
Can I see your phone?
Play us these recordings, Cher.
We'll start with
Yeah, let's start with what?
just playing a little bit of recordings of Don having me on the phone with his dad talking about these victims.
All right, so now we got Don on the phone. Been following the case from day one. When I got the Amber Alert, I speak to people who were there that day as well as the Wells. I'll send another email with my phone number. Thank you so much, Bill, for the bullshit. So now we got Don and his father and Cher recording on the other line.
And you can you'll get a more of idea. I have played
More of an idea.
one of these before in, back 2 years ago. So maybe
Right. Yeah, you sure did, didn't you? 2 years ago.
people might not remember it.
We
But
remember.
I've got two here I'm going to share.
All right, play them.
I don't know if I did my password right.
Oh, of course. Of course. And I bet you the police are just so grateful for Cher and Cher's mind. In Cher's mind, she deserves a little sheriff sticker because she has put on the best investigation. Oh, I promise you don't even have to promise us. I promise you we are fully aware that she is not in it for Summer. I mean, let's be honest. This is a woman that left her own kids. I'm sorry, but let's call it what it is. I'm so sick of people on here spending majority of their day, majority of their time stirring up nonsense in these missing kids cases and not even paying attention to their own. Right, East Coast. I dropped this around December 2 years ago. Remember? Like around December, 2 years ago. Whoa, Gary, you've never done that before. Thank you. Let you know if it works. Right. Let's call it what it is.
I'm not sure.
That's right, X amount. Well, their birthday was the other day,
Hey,
and they were all shopping.
I'm on live, just so you know. I don't have my camera on, though.
If you want to go check out that stream where all their cash outs were dropped.
Hey, Running.
Birthdays.
Hey, Teresa. Oh, yeah. Robin's very much a weirdo, too.
Oh, yeah. Robin's a weirdo, too. I think Robin seems like a very great lady, but, and in the conspiracy world, we got to label her a weirdo, too, because, at one point, though, Robin was your friend. You had her on. You had her on the stream.
We've got a lot of stuff to get into, you guys, but
it's been 2 years. How do you still have a lot of stuff to get into? Good golly.
Little bits at a time.
Hey. Hello. Thank you.
I'll try to sip. So,
amen.
There's something that you said.
Did you see that? Did you see East Coast Beauty when she did the whole? So, Mark was going to say to the daughter after she picked out an outfit to try on for the fashion show that he was buying it for her birthday. Well, of course, he tells her, he says, I'm buying this for your birthday. And the first thing Cher says is, nobody could hear you. Because what was important to Cher? That the audience, not the daughter heard it, the audience. And then as soon as the girl realized it was all being, recorded, whatever, then she got all animated. Thank you. I mean, bless her heart. It was her birthday. I'm happy she was happy. But the fact is, Cher just couldn't be content with the fact that, the daughter was happy. No, she needed the whole audience to hear it. I think somebody in the chat wrote that, Kathy. I don't know. Does Cher at least report to the higher ups? Yeah, because that's what was important.
Benny and Tiffany Marie are working on together tomorrow that they're putting out.
What could it be? Another pedo ring uncovered?
I'll make sure I have my notifications on.
I won't.
as everyone else should see. I know, yes, you guys, the Hunter stuff going on. Allie, yes, I'm watching. Yes, we will discuss closer to the weekend. You know, I got to listen to a little bit more, and it sure feels like there's going to be an explosion of sorts happening. So I'm kind of waiting for the.
You're waiting for what? To throw your match into it? An explosion of sorts? Anybody remember Cher made Mark stop playing his music because women were complimenting him? He told them Cher didn't like it, and then she sends news, and that was before she went to Canada. Oh, good Lord. Hey, Angela.
The aftershocks of everything, and then we are going to discuss it. It's
So she's
something
waiting.
about Chris and Josh.
Oh, gosh. Come on.
Wait, they're gonna expose something. Wait,
Wait.
Benny and BK are going to expose something
Benny is BK, but Benny and BK, okay.
about Josh the Lab and Chris McDonough. Okay, let me check out her community post. Hold on.
All right, come on, Scooby-Doo. Tell us what
Here
it
you go.
says.
Thank you.
The Don Wells official YouTube channel telling the boys send a message. It's not okay, in my opinion.
Okay, let me see here on Tiffany Marie. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit. The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth. If someone has to start off a post with the whole truth, nothing but the truth, you better believe you're getting nothing less than truth. I mean, you're getting not truth. You're getting lies, okay? Just like when Space starts off with, like, I swear to God. Or, you know, come on. So help you God.
Whole truth, nothing but the truth.
You get that part
about
down?
Utah. Wait, what? Okay. Oh, shit.
What are we doing? What are you doing? Read it out loud. The whole truth, nothing but the truth. These people do act like they're in a courtroom, don't they? Like they're like, you know, the most unprofessional lawyers you'll ever come across. Scooby-Doo asses. Scooby-Doo looking ass.
Okay. So the interview room, this live stream is scheduled for 24 hours from now. I'd like to afford you the opportunity to be forthcoming about your dishonesty with this entire community regarding.
Who the fuck took this off of Google to act like they're an attorney? Listen to how this shit is written. All right, let's read it.
This live stream is scheduled for 24 hours from now. I'd like to afford you the opportunity to be forthcoming about your dishonesty with this entire community regarding the non-existent case in Utah, your behavior in dealing with Don's siblings.
The non-existing case in Utah, regarding the non-existing case in Utah. All right.
The tactics you have used on them, on Don Wells and the public at large. You pledge to keep and hold true to your honor, never to betray your badge, your integrity, your character, and the trust of the public. You vow to always have the courage to hold yourself and others accountable for your actions and theirs, to uphold the Constitution, your community, and the agencies you serve.
Who's out here pretending to be a lawyer writing this shit? Who wrote it? I agree that Chris McDonough is a POS. So, but I just want to know who did it
and claim to still serve. Please do the right thing, the honest thing. You made a promise to me over 2 years ago that you would do no harm, that you could be trusted, that you could handle the human beings involved delicately and with care. You
Somebody missed their calling.
Failed to do all those things, and I have sat horrified while you have abused your power and have taken advantage.
This has to be a Tiffany Marie. Who thinks this is a TM posting? It has to be. I'm sorry, it has to be.
Of the vulnerable individuals whose hearts are wide open for summer, all while being preyed upon by a retired law enforcement officer. The time is now, if ever, to tell the Summer Wells community what is truly going on and to be open. Well, this should be interesting because I did, with Dawn's wanting me to request the Utah files like Josh did, and I was basically told no go. So I did offer to pay for it because I would have paid for it.
But who told you no go? If Don told you to do that, what, the state told you no?
Yeah. So, and Don
Dun dun dun.
requested it at that time, and you guys all heard Don ask, "Hey, John. Hey, Brandy." You guys all heard me. Don requested that I asked for it because he
What is she saying?
wanted to make sure the whole thing was put out. Now,
What?
again, this does go back. I do question, and this is not slamming at all, because he's the one who's a detective, not me. I don't know. I know there's all kinds of things they're allowed to do, not allowed to do, whatever. I personally feel, and can say from my
Did she even finish her thought? What did we get to? What was that end result? Did you get the files or not? Do you have the case files like the lab does, or do you not? What did she just say there? Whoa.
experience in dealing with the Utah detectives, that the whole YouTube thing destroyed their cases, because
What?
like, they're definitely not, they should never have been continuing contacting Don and all of it. There was just
Wait. You started off that these people are victims. You continue throughout this that these people are victims. And now you're saying that their case couldn't go through because of YouTube. Why is this even happening?
there's so much done that, yes,
She gives me a headache.
a lot of it was put on YouTube right away and stuff. So yeah, I'm on with this. Yeah, I'm on. I mean, I don't like it. And I've told Mary that I don't like it. The cases didn't get treated fairly because of YouTube, which means they should never be put on YouTube. And I would think a detective should have known better. Mary has told.
Or maybe, just maybe, the detective knew that there was never a case to begin with. Maybe that's what it came down to. So instead, knowing that the FBI and the law enforcement couldn't get him on anything, Chris McDonough wanted to get him on public opinion alone. How about that? Oh my goodness. That all could have been summed up in like one sentence.
Told me that, Chris was, she felt at some point that Chris kind of put, they were on the YouTube, and then they started the cases, filed the cases. And then Mary told me it was some time since Chris even had contact with Mary. So, but I think Chris was very upset because the detective was a no call, no show to do the whatever it's called. I'm blanking on it. Of speak.
I think you're blanking on everything you're saying, if I'm just being honest. What are you talking about? What is she talking about? Ugh. Anybody else need Tylenol? Because seriously, my head is hurting. I just don't even understand what she's trying to say. It's actually hurting my head. Tiffany can't be pregnant with BK's child. They're not even in the same state. All right, so the detective was a no call, no show, and Chris hasn't even spoken to Mary in a while. So Chris, who told Mary if she comes out and speaks about what happened when she was a child and Don was a child, that they would have charges pressed against Don. Chris called the detective. The detective likely said, yeah, there's nothing we can do with this. They were both kids. And boom, dismissed. Good Lord.
With Mary and, recording it all and all of that. And Chris was there for that. Whatever it's called, I'm blanking on it. Of speaking with Mary and, recording it all and all of that. And Chris was there for that. But this detective, they didn't call or show.
Did the detective talk to Mary or not? Because you just said the detective recorded the call with Mary, but now you're saying the detective didn't show. Oh.
It was all handled very wrong, all of it. And I've said that from day one. So I don't know, what is she saying, that interview that Josh showed is not true? Or Because she can't be that mad that interrogation, yeah. She can't be that mad that he played it if it is legit at this point. Because I mean, do we all agree with everything that frickin' Tiffany Marie has put up? No.
Do I sound like Cher when I talk? Please tell me no. Because I feel like she's not even taking a breath. I mean, I feel like like my anxiety's kicking up. I'm just being honest. I'm not even joking right now. Like she just breathe, Cher, breathe. Holy hell. Just take a deep breath. What is going on? Relax. I love when she doesn't even give her chat time to answer her either. It's like we're on a 20-second delayment from you guys, okay?
We all can't agree with what all we've all been doing all of the time. There's just no fucking way. So I don't know. I'm confused, but let me keep reading.
I'm confused too.
She's
not even done reading? Holy fuck.
She said that they failed to do all those things. She sat horrified while they abused the power. This will, without a doubt, be one of the hardest live streams I have ever done.
Oh,
These
yeah, I'm
women are
sure.
human beings with beating hearts. Yeah, I think she's getting into basically what I'm saying, and I
see, this is what Cher always does too. Cher always has to remind you that Cher either did it first, okay, or that Cher was going to do it but decided not to. But Cher always has to make sure everybody knows that. Okay? Like right here, she's like, yeah, I think she's going to get into what I got into. Or, yeah, I requested the files just like Josh too, but I never got the files because I was told no, but then I was told yes, and I said I'd buy them, but then they didn't want my money and blah, 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 blah. What? What?
I kind of now bashing Chris McDonough. I'm not for because there's a lot of information that's on here.
So do you agree with Tiffany or do you not?
To Chris McDonough that none of us would have, and let's be freaking honest, we all want. So the people are gonna lie and say that they don't. Okay, why are you here then?
What?
But yeah, I'd have to say that I don't think that it ever should have been on YouTube. Like it really honestly shouldn't if they wanted their cases taken seriously. And Mark, my husband, has said that right from day one.
Oh, has he? Wow.
Yes.
It was a distraction all along, took away from Summer. But
what? Because you're one of the people that blew it up.
That's not on any of the victims either. This is not on them. It's the people who enabled them to come on YouTube. That's what I feel like. So I don't think we needed all of that information right now in time until like I don't.
She just said that Chris McDonough came out with information we all want and need it. And now she's saying we didn't need the information that Chris McDonough came out with, right? Oh, good Lord.
I don't know. We'll just leave that alone. Everyone here.
We know you don't know. We know you don't know. Okay. With that much we are clear on.
Knows exactly. I've said it from day one. It's not a surprise. But I don't want to bash anyone because it certainly isn't the victim's fault. They felt comfortable because kind of.
You already bashed the victims, Cher. Do you forget the whole like month of fuck Mary content you did? Now you don't want to bash the victims?
Like Tiffany Marie's post here says, he is got a badge. He's law enforcement.
Former. He's former. His badge is expired.
I don't know. It just shouldn't have been. If it was me.
Oh, Lord bless.
Do you care more about being an officer and handling this with care and handling these victims with more care and making sure that they can nail this son of a bitch as hard as possible?
Now he's a son of a bitch.
Then it shouldn't have been on a YouTube channel. That's where he isn't a cop. He's a YouTuber.
Whoa!
And well, he doesn't want.
Congratulations, Cher. Something you said made sense. Holy hell.
people to have anything to say with what he's doing. And oh, Canada's lit up with warrants. Well, if you're a real cop, you know I don't have warrants out. So
Didn't she just say like 10 minutes ago that she's not going to bash Chris O'Donoghue, and now she's like going all into bashing him? Can we just hear the recordings? Cher, can we get to the recordings?
already knew for a long time that Chris McDonough lies on YouTube just to get people all hyped. He did it with the stupid shed thing with Don, like Don, hate Don all you want. That shed thing was nothing but for views and cliffhangers.
You know all about views and cliffhangers. I love how she went from like, I'm not going to bash him to like straight up bashing him. That's what I mean. Like Cher just, the more Cher talks, the more she contradicts herself, and it's actually hysterical. I mean, honestly, she does it all the time, and it's really funny. I mean, she really does. I don't even think she realizes it.
And then he told everybody that I'm on the run and I have warrants, and that's why I got deported to Canada. Well, you don't get deported. Like, no, I wouldn't have warrants still if I got deported. The warrants would have been taken care of, and then I would have been deported. But no, if he knew that, he would know I've been across the borders multiple times since him saying that. And
oh, speaking
that
of
it's
which,
just not true. Like,
speaking of which, did you ever go visit your friend Billy Joe? Did she ever go visit her friend Billy J, BJ?
He makes up things. So right then and there, when I heard him say that I was getting lit up with warrants, I said, okay, well, this officer's he's not a cop in my eyes no more. He's just a YouTubian, unfortunately. And that's just,
Didn't she start off with saying that he's a cop and a detective? So now she's saying he's not a cop? Just give us the fucking recordings.
just what it is. So yeah.
No, take a longer breath. Come on.
I agree with that.
You just said you don't agree with it. What the hell is happening? I'm sorry. I need to go grab Tylenol. Give me 1 second. Holy shit. Wow. I wish I could say I was kidding, but I'm not. I mean, my head is... She literally said, I don't agree with this because Chris O'Donoghue gave us a lot of information that we all want. If they say we didn't want it, they're liars. And then she turns around and says she agrees with it. Please take this moment to take a deep breath, as will I. Grab your Tylenol. And I promise I will not torment you much longer. We are going to fast forward to these supposed recordings of Don saying that Summer was adopted for $50K. BRB. All right, you guys okay? You guys all right? We're all okay, all right? Holy hell. All right. Let's just get us to the recordings, please.
Do. But let's get to the calls while we're talking about it.
Please. Please. Begin.
Because it just becomes this huge distraction, and that's all it's been. That's all anyone can talk about. And they did it to try and get Don convicted of being guilty of something, but we still don't know what is he guilty of, because there's
Look how she contradicts herself. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. If we go back like 3 minutes prior to this entire rant, she was like, I'm not gonna say anything bad about Chris. And then she goes on a 20-minute fuck Chris rant. Thank you. Thank you, Barb. Thank you for the super sticker. Just 5 minutes alone, please. All right. So Cher does have a little common sense at the end of her because she knows that they did it for a reason, right? They did it to get Don guilty of something. All right. Come on, Cher. We can get here.
There's no summer. Okay, he's this bad guy. And you know, Don did confess to things, but at the same time, it was to, we know what it was for.
What was it for then, Cher? Oh my God. Here she goes again. She was just about to defend the man. But guess what? Defending Don does not work for the Christmas grift. So now she needs to trash him. Holy shit. Listen to her.
At the same time, it was guilty of because there's no summer. Okay, he's this bad guy.
We don't know what Don's guilty of because there's no summer. Hey, welcome, Lily. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Listen closely, guys. Listen.
Guilty of because there's no summer. And they did it to try and get Don convicted of being guilty of something, but we still don't know what is he guilty of because there's no summer. Okay, he's this bad guy. And you know, Don did confess to things, but at the same time, it was to, we know what it was for. Hey, sis.
What was it for? What did this man confess to and what for? Because there she just says, okay, he's such a bad guy. Again, Cher doesn't even believe Cher. She's the OG tragedy pimp, and she really is, Barb. Thank you again for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Does she have any brain cells left? Okay, I'm going to be quiet now. I don't know because she contradicts herself. Good God.
Oops. I caught him saying something was said in a totally different way that was put out, excuse me, in the first place.
What?
Yeah, well, and it kind of seemed like he was getting annoyed with, he was making it seem like he didn't think TBI was taking him very seriously at all.
Put a 1 in the chat. Me too. That's exactly why I'm not doing the other shit. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that Cher doesn't even believe Cher. Do you think Cher really thinks that Don is guilty? Or do you think Cher just knows that's what the people want to hear? Put a 1 if you agree with me. Put a 2 if you think that Cher does think they're guilty. She's speaking from the heart. She believes they're guilty. Excuse me. Lots of 1s, right? Because Cher's just given what sells. Okay. I don't know if you all know, but we are approaching dangerous territories, folks. We are approaching the season of grift. Okay. A lot of creators out here are going to have sob stories and bullshit as content. Play the fucking clip. They're guilty, they're innocent, they're guilty, they're innocent, they're guilty, they're innocent, they're guilty. I guarantee by Friday, sure.
Information. Yeah, you know, we've all felt that way, but he's so beloved because it's Christmas.
Doesn't Don have anybody in his life to be like, listen, stay away from that lady. Stay away from her. Period. Don't go back to being her friend. Don't go back to, just stay away from her. She has no good interest with you.
Madonna.
I'm not gonna say anything bad about Chris Madonna. To all of that. Exactly. Exactly what the crock. Oh. Oh, Barb, I'm not even highlighting that one. Ooh. Here we go.
No, I think Chris McDonough and Josh Lab has gotten some good information put out. We're specifically speaking about should open cases for victims have been put on YouTube.
You know, I got a better question for you, Cher. Should YouTubers get involved in open cases? That's a better question. Do you think it was responsible of you to get involved in an open missing investigation or open investigation of a missing child?
Before things were handled. Not saying it shouldn't have ever been, but I think it should have been handled a little bit differently. But I have said that from day one. That's not news. That's not new for me.
Day one, you've also said the parents were not guilty, and then they were guilty, and then they were, and then they were, and then the church, and da-da-da.
Me or this channel. So, bye. So the sound on here is really sucky.
Of course it
because
is.
Don's got me on one phone on speaker while speaking on to his dad
Grab
on
me some
another
Tylenol.
phone on speaker. So it's loud.
All right. Here's the moment we have waited for. She thinks she knows more than police and FBI. Yeah. Somebody get her a little sticker that says sheriff. Give her one of those little teddy bears or something. Not just cover. She was interacting with families and then taking info and blasting on YouTube. Right. Schemer, grifter. The mumbling when she talks. I can't stand it. I wonder why he won't listen. Do you think he likes the attention? Well, she flirts with the man. She flirts with him. I think she absolutely intended on making Don Wells fall in love with her. I think it's probably a tactic she has used quite often. And I think that's what happened. So now we're listening to a phone call being recorded. So we're now going through like 4 devices. We got Don's father on one phone, Don on another, Cher on the other, Cher's other phone recording, and now we're getting it through her speaker. You couldn't just upload it, Scooby-Doo? You couldn't just upload it here for us? We can't hear shit.
Try to sleep with you. How long ago was that? I didn't know she did. Oh, I thought you said she did. Oh, she did. Yeah. Wonder, what do you think? She's trying to ruin you or what? Yeah, she did something. I didn't get up with the bathroom and stay with. Yeah.
You can't hear any of that. Right, and she's sent on news. Can't hear any of that. Hey, Kathy.
Damn good thing you did that. Yeah. She's tearing my world apart, and she's live right now on the podcast talking to that ex-detective, telling him all kind of crazy stuff. Ain't exactly. You know, I admitted my part. I tried to apologize on live TV. That whole 9 yards. You know, I tried to tell her I was sorry. You know, I was younger, I was stupid, but she ain't admitting to any of her part of it at all.
So cringe.
Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah. I tried. Tried to apologize to her, but she's not accepting an apology.
What the fuck is going on here? All right. So this is Don trying to get Don's father to say that she also tried sleeping with him. Completely inappropriate. For somebody who sat here and just spent 20 minutes saying none of this should have been brought on YouTube, she sure as hell is bringing it on YouTube, right? So I guess that only applies when the content's not coming through your channel. When it's on your channel, it's okay to bring onto YouTube. This is totally inappropriate, but hey, you know, what do we know?
Okay.
I want to hear the 50K.
Said, that's what I don't understand. When I was in Utah, I went up to her and I told her, I was like, when I was younger and stuff, I know I was out of line and I wanted to apologize to you. And she just gave me a big old hug, everything, and just said, don't worry about it. Now she's done a 180 and just flipped it all around. Because this Chris McDonough guy is just, begging her to do this video and all this and that on live TV to ruin my name in which it can, I guess. I don't get it. It's not bad enough I lost my daughter.
So
We need a minute before we hear Cher again. I'm over this. I'm over my own content, so I can imagine many of you are over it as well, because good Lord.
the way his father talks in that, his dad seems to definitely know about the abuse. And John Davis True Crime, I have not heard of any claims against the dad, but
Well, maybe I can make some on the next show.
you can tell he definitely knows about it.
Hey, Paige.
Yes, I think he was home. Yeah. I mean, he's told me he's been home.
Cher, do you think Don was home the day Summer went missing? Yes, he was home. He told me multiple times he was home. I thought he had alibis. Like, okay, Cher.
Multiple times, so.
I mean, he said it. So is Don a liar or is he a truth teller, Cher? Do we listen to you and what you claim Don has said through you, or do we listen? I mean, what? Oh, good God.
By accident, when he's been pissed off at me or whatever, he's yeah. So yeah, I do believe. I've always believed he's been home.
So when Don's by accident, and when he's been pissed off at Cher, he has said, you know what, Cher, I was home that day. I hate you, and hung up, right? How does that make any sense? When he was angry at you, he would admit that he was home that day? You make no sense, Cher.
Just like everyone's tripping out now about Hunter being at.
Oh, let's listen to Cher. She's going to remind everybody she was the first.
Been home. Just like everyone's tripping out now about Hunter being at that house. Go back to some of my very first episodes. I said Hunter was at that house.
See? Cher was always first, guys. Cher was always first. She's the know-it-all. If he was at home and is recorded, this TBI know that's the purpose of all this, right? Well, he only said it when he was angry at her, Chasen. So, the 50K has been said in the beginning, just so y'all know. Really, Purple Sky, I missed it? How does that make any sense? While he was angry at her. Right, where's the cops? Why isn't he arrested then?
I always believed that Hunter was at that house on June 14th because the way he talks about how she got her swimming suit on, and then Chris McDonough even said where'd he put it on, because he had pointed and said she went in the house and got Summer's swimsuit on her and
yeah, at his own house. He has pointed to his own house.
Just said she put the swimsuit on her in the house at home. But remember, go back to my stuff. I said Hunter was there that day. Hunter was definitely at that house that day. And you go back and Benny's showing some stuff that has been put around before, but I'm glad he's re-showing it because people forget where, yeah, Grandma Grandis even said Hun, Summer, and Candace were planting flowers.
Does anybody else recall her saying Hunter, Candace, and Summer were planting flowers? I personally don't recall that, but it's been a while since I watched any of those interviews, so I don't know. I don't know. I want the big secretive information too.
He was definitely at that house that day.
Oh, he was definitely there now. Okay. Thought he was innocent, Cher.
No, if you watch how Candace talks to Chris McDonough about getting the swimsuit on, and then you go and watch how
nobody else heard that, right? So it's not just me? No, honey. She did just say that. No, never heard that before. No, nope, never heard that. Not Hunter. Yeah, never heard it. Never heard it. Okay.
Hunter says about getting the swimsuit on, and it's like he catches himself, but he
Make a new
even
account.
points behind him and everything, and I'm like, he's literally like picturing himself there at the house. But yeah.
So, all right. So the kid's on his own porch, right? He's on his own porch and he's being interviewed, and everybody heard him. He was yawning, he was uncomfortable, whatever. He points, over his shoulder to his own house. She said hun, as in honey. It was from a text.
I've said it from day one.
You're the best, Cher. Scooby-Doo ass. Somebody get her a sheriff sticker again. Everybody throw all the sheriff stickers right at Cher because she said it from the jump. She's the first one. Man, she never fails to remind us. Right, what teenage boys planting flowers in today's world? Come on. That's right, you got to pay.
Oh, he definitely knows more about that day.
Oh, texted hun. Oh, he definitely knows more about that day. He's a teenager. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, sounded like he was just kind of going along with what Don.
Well, I mean, let's think about it, right? How old is Don's father? Because I remember hearing he's not in the best of health, right? I can't be the only one that's heard that. How many of you, I know I call my mom to bitch about my sister, and my mom's just like, uh-huh, yeah, really? Oh. And I'm sure she does the same thing when my sister calls to bitch about me. I'm pretty sure that's all Don's father was doing that day is, uh-huh, yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah, definitely very generational. Yeah. Generational of this kind of abuse. And you hear Don says,
Somebody just asked, not even 2 minutes ago, if there's ever been any allegations against Don Sr. Cher responds, no. Now Cher's saying it's generational. Yep, Come on. Shut up.
well, my parents left the pornos out and my parents are doing this and that. And, it's my parents' fault. And then it's the victim's fault. So, well, that's the man right there he's talking about. Hold on. What did he say? Right at the beginning of this call too, there's a girl's voice, and if you listen very closely, I hear the word hospital.
Oh, just like, here we go. We're getting into the shadow days, right? Listen really closely. You can make out the word hospital. There's a female voice that says, come on.
But I don't know. Hold on. Did you hear that?
No. Did you guys hear it? I sure didn't. Nope. Not a word.
Yeah, he did say we.
Let's see what Cher's chat said. I guarantee they're like, yep, yeah, heard it. Yep, sure did. Clear as day. Yep. I think it says summer. Uh-huh. DW has said we. Oh, there you are, Purple Sky. Hello. Her chat's not even moving. Well, never mind.
When did Jeannie ever try to sleep with you? How long ago was that? I didn't know she did. Oh, I thought you said she did.
He said, when did Jeannie try to sleep with you? And the senior says, I didn't know she did. I think they've been interrogated, Anna. I believe they've been interrogated.
So right there, he says, so Dad, when did Jeannie try to sleep with you? And his dad said, I didn't know that she did.
Right.
And he's saying, I thought you said she did.
Why is this being played, Cher? All right, let's move along.
How long ago was that? I didn't know she did. Oh, I thought you said she did. Oh,
I didn't know she tried to sleep with me, to Don saying, oh, I thought you told me she did. And then he said, well, she did try it one time.
But he's senile. I'm not listening
When
to
he
this.
went to the bathroom, but he just kind of stayed away. I'm sorry. I call BS on that.
Do you? Do you really call BS on that? Am I buffering? Because even the YouTube guys are saying this enough. I probably am buffering.
damn good thing you did that.
Oh, and do you think it was try to ruin you? Like, wait, so the victims come out and you're just saying, oh, that's just a way to ruin you. Like, that's how he really thinks. Like, listen how
Absolutely.
he speaks. Like, it's like men's right to molest their sisters. And
That is not what he said by any means. He did not say it's men's rights to. That is not what Don said.
victimize women, but how dare they ever speak out about it?
Wow, you sure took a lot from a whole little. Huh. Did anybody else interpret it that way? I did not.
Because that's just trying to ruin us. Anyone else knows that the closer shit gets to the fan, whether it's Summer's case or the sisters, the louder, crazier, and meaner Don gets. Absolutely.
All right, Brian Etten spoke to Lawson. They spoke live on air, and it was stated that they did pass the polygraphs. They did. I don't know where the rumors came that they didn't. There has never been any proof to back that up. Who's the one that came out with the alleged CPS reports too? That said the boys were filthy and blah, 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 all that horrific rumors that went around about the boys?
That's very much true. Thank you for that, by the way.
What, Cher?
She's tearing my world apart. She's live right now on the podcast talking to that ex-detective, telling him all kind of crazy stuff. And exactly, I admitted my part. I tried to apologize on live TV.
Okay,
Oh, I didn't even know the boy in the box trial. The Philadelphia boy with the boy in the box. I have to look into that. A lady on Ziggy's did that. That's right.
YouTube is not live TV.
But it is live.
You
Cher.
have not actually done live TV because Dr. Phil wasn't even live TV. It was actually pre-recorded.
Look how angry she is at him that she literally needs to dissect everything he says. It's not live TV. And Dr. Phil wasn't live TV. So what?
As he was being canceled, by the way, so the views were way down.
That's right, Terry.
He's been on a couple news things that are local Tennessee, but the way he's acting, like, sorry, you're not like on some big TV screen, national TV. You were on.
That's not at all what he even said, Cher. All he said is that his sister was on live TV doing a broadcast. That is it. He never said, I'm on live TV and I'm some big, blah, blah, blah. He never said all that. It sounds like you're like a little, is she intimidated by him? Is she like jealous of his attention or something? I just don't understand it. That was Siggy first live. She has supposed to have report CPS. Oh yeah, CPS. Yeah.
On YouTube. And what you just did here, having me be a third party caller on, is just confess to harming your sisters. And
he did all that live. He said all of that. He's never denied it. He's always said it. He's always maintained that he was a child himself and that he was wrong. She's acting like she has some like groundbreaking information that he just confessed. No, he did. He's been saying
You're
it.
confessing it on the phone with me and your dad there, and you're borderline getting your dad to confess of some fucked up shit with me all there listening to it. What are we doing?
Yeah, that's a good. What are you
Well, no,
doing, Cher? That's a very good question to ask yourself. What are you doing? It's a very good question.
So I told her I was sorry. I was younger, I was stupid, but
I was younger, I was
she didn't
stupid.
admit to any of her part of it at all.
He's always said it.
You know, she ain't admitting that she was 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, she's not admitting that any of it's her fault. Remember, she ran to Dawn and
No, you know what we need to remember? We need to remember that you, Cher, at one point called Mary a liar and defended Don on the same thing that you are now getting all worked up, claiming he confessed to you two. He confessed it to everybody.
tried putting her hand down his pants.
Oh, you're so
Because,
great.
you know, at 5 years old, her evil plan was to ruin Dawn Wells.
Yeah, because you're talking about a very serious topic and you're saying it in such a disgusting tone.
In case his daughter ever went missing one day. That's what the victims were thinking. I'm sure of it. See, so the dad, hold on, I'm going to shut up for a minute, but sorry, Mary, Jeannie, whatever, but I don't like the response here because Don's telling his dad, oh, well,
Sorry, Mary and Jeannie, but I'm going to play this anyway. I know, right? Huh? What? What's she even on about? What is she even on about? Right, why don't we all just investigate Cher? How about we do that? Oh, you're right, Barb. I'm sure, BJ would be her best friend again. She'll be going to visit her. All right, where's this 50K shit?
confess to telling his dad, so his dad already knows, and we already all know that his dad already knows what he's done to these victims. And here he is again confessing it. Oh, well, Dad, I said sorry on live TV, and now she's just out to ruin me. I did it, and we all know I did it, but like, I tried to apologize. She won't own up to her shit. And you're gonna hear his dad say, of course she won't. I don't know. Thank you. My haters and that running around in circles. Like I said, specifically to keep my haters and that running around in circles, I'm going to be putting things everywhere. So members are going to be getting some exclusives as well.
That's to keep your haters, see? It's beginning to look a lot like Griftmas. So now Cher's going to be putting some very exclusive, TBI-worthy information behind a paywall. Gee, golly, we're all running to sign up, Cher. You got us there. Oh, no.
Exclusives on Rumble, exclusives on Patreon. I'm trying to...
Oh, wow. Kick it to us, Cher. Make all the monies. You're making us hurt. Oh, yeah.
learn to go live on Patreon. TikTok, like all of my platforms, you guys will want to be following because I'm going to be dropping crumbs everywhere.
I'm going to be dropping crumbs everywhere, so you're dropping money in my pocket. Bullseye. Okay.
It ain't my job to help other people piece them together anymore. I'm done, but I'm just going to be dropping them.
Piece the crumbs together? You are the crumb that needs to be pieced together. Are you kidding me? Is she serious right now? Oh, you're exhausting.
Hi, River Mom. Good to see you. Melody. Hey, Nanas. Confess to his father and me again to molesting and raping his stepsisters, and then his dad's response.
Oh, we don't care. Give us the 50K.
And much more. Absolutely. You already won at about 7 o'clock p.m., by the way.
My yards, but
Heard it right there? Does that, I mean, that. How dare me? Should have planned that.
When we was younger and stuff, I know I was out of line, and I said, "Don't worry about it." Because this Chris McDonough guy is just, begging her to do this video and all this and that on live TV to ruin my name any way she can. I guess I don't get it. It's not bad enough I lost my daughter.
All right, let's listen.
Look at this. I don't think I've ever even heard DW mentioned on the news live, just YouTube. What did you expect them to get in front of the local news station and say it? It was never on the news station. It was always on YouTube. Gosh.
Listen to a little something else, changing a little bit of gears, even though his sisters always come up.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear this. He
As I'm
adopted
going
Summer
through
out for
these
50K.
recordings, something else. I just did not even really realize how.
Look how she always tries to defend it. You did realize it, Cher. You knew what the fuck and who the fuck you were speaking to, but it didn't fit your content needs at that time. Stop with the bullshit that you're just now realizing. I hate when people do that. Like when people decide they no longer like somebody, so they go back through all their messages and they nitpick things to show the public, and they're like, oh, I didn't even realize that this was said. Yes, you did. You just didn't give a shit then. It wasn't convenient to point it out then. It's the same thing going on here. You absolutely did realize it then. You recorded it for a reason. Stop the bullshit, man. She gets on my nerves.
As I'm going through these recordings, something else. I just did not even really realize how often Don talks about this $50,000 and his daughter. You know, it's wild.
Yeah, you didn't realize.
Privately gave me hope, thinking, okay, maybe she is alive somewhere if they really did.
How did she go from she didn't realize it to it gave her hope? Either you realized it or you didn't.
Like, just have her adopted out to try and swindle CPS, because they knew that the kids were going to get taken. So, like, you know, like everyone thinks that, you know, let's get Summer adopted out. We're out. But then again, I just don't know. They wouldn't be able to have all 4 of their children missing. That might be too obvious. So they took the only girl, you know, I don't know. Because I do wonder, well, why not all of the kids, but the girl?
There she goes again, contradicting herself. Contradicting yourself. I'm with you, Andy. I am no fan of Cher. She's the flip-flop queen of YouTube. It's a matter of time before she and DW are BFF again. I am not a supporter of the Wells either. Never have been or will be. Where is Summer? Thank you. Heard anything about the money? She, when Candace called Mary saying they came and took Don. Right, Booberry, but this is the first she's ever heard of it.
Let's not even lie. 5-year-old beautiful blonde girl is of value. They right?
Where?
Seems to be to the church for sure.
Now she's of value to the church.
Yeah.
I really wish somebody would turn around and sue her. I mean, honestly, I do. I get it. Listen, we all say shit. We all do shit. But the amount of shit she has put on people with not a lick of evidence.
Yes.
She's of value to the church.
Utah, Tennessee, Arkansas, Wisconsin, TBI, FBI, Pruitt, Lawson.
I think it was 20K the first time. And it was when Candace did that prank call that they just took Don because he owed 20K in drug debt. I think that was the first time it was ever
Everybody
mentioned.
and their moms have gotten copies.
I just want to hear the recording. We can end this nightmare. This feels like I'm punishing myself and all of you. Thank you for remaining with me throughout this stream. It really means a lot. Because I know. Yeah,
One second.
I didn't remember it being 50K. I do remember it being a large sum of money. Give Cher 1 second. I'll give you 10.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Let's hear it.
Hey, Wendy.
Now, we are all expecting to hear Don say, I sold Summer for $50K, right? All right. Let's listen closely.
Do you believe it's fact that CPS was there on the 14th? If so, do you think it was to open or to close the case? I believe CPS was definitely involved. I'm not sure now if it was to close or open a case, because here's my thing.
Oh, that's
Why
right.
would, if the case was closed, there would be no need for
And it could be argued that he was just trolling back the woman. Yes, that the Mexican mafia. That's right. It was. Yes.
them to try and get rid of Summer or one of the kids to try and dodge CPS, right? Unless they knew.
How would getting rid of one child dodge CPS? It wouldn't just, what? You'd be bringing in police. So you think to dodge CPS, they're going to bring in the FBI? Yeah, that's a good trade-off. Who thinks like this?
Okay, this case isn't closed, or I don't know. Or was there one open and closed prior, and then this is a new one opening? Because if it was
What?
just a new one opening, that would make sense too because within that same 30 days, they took the brothers out of there.
Why would anybody go to Cher for information? Literally everything she says contradicts herself. Everything. Oh, thank you so much, KNS. Thank you. So, just like in the Chris Watts case, a CPS investigation or CPS was opened after the case. After the case. Eddie Mafia 50K, he'd be dead. Right? What mafia is going to keep you alive?
And they have that 30 days to open, close, or make a decision on the movement of the case, right? And it was within that 30 days that the brothers were taken out. So I do wonder in my own mind, was the 14th the opening of a new case, not the closing of a case?
What? She didn't even disappear until the 15th.
And so, and they knew, because let me be clear, it would have been the opening or closing of a case, yes, but not the first.
Oh my gosh, who can listen to this lady? Nothing you say is clear, Cher. Absolutely nothing. You speak in riddles. You speak in contradictions. You start your sentence saying one thing, and by the end, you're going against your own, what you just said. It's unbelievable. I've never witnessed anything like this.
Case, right? And problems
shut
and
up.
stuff.
Play the recording.
Mr. Cher has a laundry away. Sorry, I'm chewing Nerd Clusters candy.
Oh, you are a cluster.
Oh. He is such a nerd, you guys.
No, you're a nerd. Shut up. Play the fucking recording.
You tell her.
Who? All right. If this is the so-called recording, then I'm going to go ahead and say I don't believe it. Listen to how this starts off. Listen to this recording.
You tell her.
I dropped the whole 9 yards. I dropped her out, get 50,000 cash or whatever. This is the whole 9 yards. I dropped her out, get 50,000 cash or whatever.
I'm sorry, that sounds like it's completely made. That to me does not even sound right. The boys were taken 5 weeks after Summer went missing. Thank you, Mr. Tomato Head. They were there the day before due to a complaint of boys allegedly playing with BB guns, and I'm not even positive that's accurate. All right. Who believes this recording? This recording sounds as fake as they can get.
This is probably way the whole 9 yards. I dropped her out, get 50,000 cash or whatever. This is probably way huger than anybody realizes.
What is that? This is your big recording? This your big proof?
Interesting. Yeah, he's like a monkey, yeah.
He's like a monkey. What? Where's that go? Who said that? There's nothing hotter than a man doing housework. That makes me sick. A child for 50,000. And this, folks, right here is how these rumors start and spread. That right there.
So that's interesting, right?
5 weeks and 6 days later, CPS was there consistently to help the boys get through all the
Oh
stuff
shit!
summer went
Yeah.
missing. Fake.
Now, we had snow a little bit ago.
I don't know, because she drops this big bombshell, and then we go into how the snow's melting. So I don't know, Tracy. It just, we're just going to drop this big bombshell of Don saying he sold Summer for $50K on an adoption.
Yeah, he's like a monkey. Yeah.
This is probably way huger. This is probably way adopt her out, get 50,000 cash or whatever. This is probably way the kids, the whole 9 yards. Adopt her out, get 50,000 cash or whatever. This is probably way huger than anybody realizes.
Oh, Lord.
Interesting. Yeah, he's like a monkey. Yeah. So that's interesting, right?
The chat's not even responding to her. They're not. They're
Oh
just.
shit! Yeah.
Oh shit!
Now, we had
Saying
snow a little bit ago. It's been a little bit nicer out and melted, but we'll definitely be getting it back soon. 50,000 sounds like he put more into that idea. It's not the first time he's mentioned 50,000, because don't forget that Benny and I broke the $50,000 and Mr. Cher. It was us that brought it to the internet.
You're so proud of yourself. Yes, you brought it. You did everything first, Cher. Congratulations. You were the first to turn this little girl's disappearance into a circus act. What it sounds to me like he's saying is he's given different theories to what he thinks could have happened. That's it. Cher probably said, "Oh, what do you think could have happened, Cher? What do you think's, or Cher probably said, what do you think's going on, Donnie? What do you think happened here?" And he's probably like, I don't know, Cher. It could be X, it could be Y, it could be Z. I don't know. It could be any of things.
I originally actually gave it to Jays for Justice, because if I broke it, Don would have known. And Don, when he said that, was like, "Oh my God, you didn't record me, did you? You didn't put that out there, did you?" But yeah, it's not the first time.
So she manipulated him from day one. She lied to him. She manipulated him. She was recording him. She gave it to Jays for Justice. We know, Cher. And then when he asked you about it, you lied.
So you guys have heard it. And he's texted it, he says jokingly, but why would you joke that? But yes, it's been mentioned, but not mentioned as $50,000, someone paying them $50,000 to adopt Summer. Like I said, I'd much rather hear that than the other story that was said of it being drugs. Yes, I did. Nobody has to ask, was anything sent to the law? You bet your ass it was. This is why a lot of things have not been played for over 2 years, and I was just holding on to it. That's why you can tell part of this still isn't being played publicly for you guys, because I don't know.
Because then I have no way to get you all to come back another day for my big groundbreaking information. You do know why, Cher. But don't forget, before she played this, she stated that she never realized he said it. Now, she realized it then, but she couldn't play it for you all because she had to hand it to TBI. Okay? This is all for nothing more than clicks, views, and and to keep everyone in suspense for the next bullshit episode. That's all this is. But now, if you want any of this, you have to pay. Go be a paying member to each of her platforms, and then, and only then, will you get this groundbreaking information. So now you're going to see a bunch of people running around saying Don Wells adopted Summer out for $50K. That's now going to be the newest rumor, and you're all going to know where it originated from. Anyway, I literally have, I don't know if it's just from this or from everything all together, but I have a headache. A bad one. I'm going to wrap this up because I just can't, I can't believe, she just makes me, it's just gross. Why is she holding on to these recordings? It's not for clicks and views. People's lives, Share. What the fuck? Right. That's all you're doing. That's all she's doing for 2 years now. From defending them to calling him a predator, to defending him, to saying he's involved, to defending him. This is what she does. And all of this is for nothing more than clicks and views. Her own chat doesn't even know how to respond anymore. Look at them. 3 states in over 20 years, all conspiring together. My monkey, Summer getting a physical to go to school could have had something to do with CPS showing up. I worked on pediatric and no cases are report. Shut up. How Cher was saying the church was selling kids. Right, that's what I'm saying. I wish that they would literally, somebody would shut her up by now. But unfortunately, the church probably doesn't pay her much mind either. I do appreciate all of you. Please hit the thumbs up on the way out. Thank you. Thank you so much for suffering through this with me together. It really means a lot. It is repulsive. And we're going to look into the rest of the Summer Walls community and just how much they're doing all in the name of summer. Because unfortunately, they're all doing it in the same way for the same thing. Clicks, views, and money. And don't forget, we're nearing Christmas. Her physical is fine. They registered for school. Right, but that's the other lie, right? That's the other lie. What, did they get rid of her because of CPS, or did they get rid of her because the physical came back bad? I mean, come on. This is the super secretive information. Hey, Selena. You as well, Booberry. Thank you. And don't, really quick before you leave, although some of you have already left, give me 1 second. I want to remind you of who and what Cher is. Give me 1 second. Just 1 second. I feel like you all need to remember this here, okay? This is the woman who does this to her own animals and kids, okay? Trigger warning, it can be gross.
Just about the animal abuse accusations, that whole situation was clearing the air about that.
Yeah, I've cleared the air 100 times. If people care to go back to my channel and find the label, one specifically where I am a hot topic, my story has never changed. My own sister has been on my.
Let me speed it down because I had to speed it up for the clip. Oh. So she's going to start with her own sister that did it to the dogs has been on her platform.
Label, one specifically where I am a hot topic. My story has never changed. My own sister has been on my platform and even said my own children, could tell you. Yeah, I had to make shitty decisions and trusting people when I didn't come up with many people to trust. As y'all know, I raised myself, moved around to group home, shitty ass, abusive relationships. And yes, unfortunately, one of the reasons I can't have children now and very early on got menopause, which is why I'm on hormone treatments and stuff.
Just remember here, somebody simply asked her to clear up the rumors that she unalived her dogs. And she's going to give us all of this instead, okay? Listen closely.
Like that is because 18 hours after my youngest son was born, I went into emergency surgery. I lost a lot of blood. I was dying. Just a big mess. Without getting into, that's the one secret thing I have left is my medical history. But it led to a lot of medical issues where I did leave my trailer home and my animals in my sister's care, who ended up robbing her boyfriend and his parents at the time, who took off to Mexico. And I had actually trailer home and my animals in my sister's care, who ended up robbing her boyfriend and his parents at the time, who took off to Mexico. And I had actually no idea till it was too late. And my animals were not being fed, not being watered, and, stuck in my trailer home, right? So it's essentially made of tin in the middle of like July and August. So those poor animals were neglected, no food, no water, and left in essentially a hot tin cooker. While all along sending me, pictures and here they are and this and that, but really she took back off to Mexico and robbed me. And, luckily my stuff ended up getting cleared because I was smart.
Notice she started off with her sister robbed her in-laws. Now they've robbed her as well. All of this was just to ask her about the dogs. And here we are almost a minute later, and this is her sped up. She's finally going to talk about the dogs.
And I had to call in my bank account. She had stolen that. Then Her boyfriend at the time and her boyfriend's parents at the time all had to call her in for theft and fraud for stealing from their bank accounts. And there was a lot more to go to the story. So yeah,
Right. That's not as easy of a sell.
yeah, it's just been a very long story. I've always been upfront, but you know, it's something I have to live with every day, that I have an animal, misdemeanor animal charge. And it's because everything was well documented. Like my trailer management knew that it was my sister in charge. So like certain things I did, luckily it covered my butt. So I was let off of, I was let off of probation a year and a half early. They did change things. Like at first it was, I was never allowed to own pets anymore, but that all changed because my sister wrote letters to the courts. My trailer park management wrote letter to the courts. I had just a huge group of people.
The same sister that just robbed everybody and ran off to Mexico now wrote letters to the courts, okay? But here comes the important part. Mind you, this story does not match the story she gave before.
We're like, no, this is an injustice. But when something like that happens, there's thousands of dollars that were spent on animals being rescued and taken in and getting the care they needed because they weren't getting fed. They were overexhausted and they needed medical attention after that, right? So, and yeah, my animals, my house. So it's me
Hey,
that
Crystal.
in the end took the charges, which I have to live with that. It's not wrong. I think it's wrong, but at the same time, it's not wrong because those were my animals and they needed severe medical attention. So
Right.
I understood why, you know, and for a misdemeanor charge, they just don't extradite my sister from Mexico over a misdemeanor, unfortunately. So it just went upon my shoulders and I'll forever live with that.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining that.
Of course. Yeah. It's nothing I can change now. It's just
My sound went out. Hold
on. Lost my sister forever after that. Well, I gave her one more chance even after that, but the next thing she did was put my two daughters in risk and had my daughters molested. So that was a whole nother thing. So
Oh my God.
as of now,
That sounds like a way worse offense.
way worse. She went from torturing my dogs to straight up, she had something not go good with my kids, which is why my kids are living with me now, and took the plunge and moved to Canada. So that's a beautiful thing. But anyway, sister, not a good person. But again, I didn't grow up with having a family of people where I could call to help me. So wrong trust in the wrong person. I wasn't blessed with.
Okay, so you guys heard that yourselves. The same sister that she left the dogs with that ended up being murdered, not taken care of, she later leaves her kids with while she goes to Canada to meet this man, and then claims that while they were left with her, that they were N-worded, which is why they are now in Canada. Why you would put that shit on the internet, I'll never understand it. But that's Cher for you, right? Always the victim. And it's not the same story she gave before. And there was no reason to add that tidbit at the end. But that's Cher for you, right? Before she was in the hospital, she didn't even know, and now it's all of that. So yeah. This is the woman we have advocating for Summer Wells. Yep. Well, remember, she says she never trusts her sister again, and she lost a sister forever. And then, oh yeah, but I left my daughters with her. Yeah, okay. That right there is the woman you all want advocating for Summer Wells. That right there is the woman you're all going to take and trust the information from. Well, then so be it. I hope everybody has a great Thursday. Thank you again for being here. Please hit the thumbs up. And I hope you all meet me here tomorrow, where we will jump into more of the circus that is surrounding the Summer Wells case. Have a great day, everybody.